always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Vicki Barker. Homeland Security is calling it Operation Charlotte Web, and it got underway in Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend. It's supposed to be targeting criminals who are in the U.S. illegally, but WBTV's Ron Lee has been hearing allegations of overly aggressive behavior.
Some witnesses telling us suspects were actually chased down on foot and by car as officials swarmed the area. Several Hispanic-owned businesses shutting the doors and funneling their employees out the back, according to people in the area.
Nearly 1 million people live in Charlotte. Officials say more than 150,000 of them are foreign-born. Southern California is being drenched by rain, causing flooding in some areas and mudslides in others. In Sierra Madre,
it's really bad. This whole street completely blocked with mud.
CBS's Andres Gutierrez is there.
Emergency crews are busy clearing out debris and flooded streets, but it can be a real challenge in areas where the streets are narrow and steep.
Some parts of Northern California had 11 inches of rain. At the coast, a father drowned trying to save his 5-year-old daughter who had been dragged out to sea by a high wave. She's still missing. President Trump is mulling military operations against the drug traffickers he says are operating out of Venezuela. But in an interview earlier this month with CBS's Norah O'Donnell for 60 Minutes, he was asked about his intentions towards Venezuela's socialist leader and towards possible future military actions inside Venezuela.
Are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
And this issue of potential land strikes in Venezuela, is that true?
I don't tell you that. I mean, I'm not saying it's true or untrue.
Trump taking aim at a former ally closer to home, as CBS's William James Inman tells us.
President Trump blasted his one-time staunch MAGA ally, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her Marjorie Traitor Greene in a Truth Social post. On Air Force One, the president even suggested he'd be open to backing a challenger to her seat in Congress. Greene punching back in a series of social media posts saying, quote, "I never thought that fighting to release the Epstein files, defending women who were victims of rape, and fighting to expose the web of rich, powerful elites would have caused this. But here we are."
And in Brazil, indigenous people with painted faces and feathered headdresses joined other activists demonstrating outside the COP30 environmental summit in Belém, Brazil. The indigenous Indians from multiple tribes wondering why they were bused to the city but then excluded from the actual negotiations. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Say cheese and cheese and cheese. Allison Keyes tells you why.
The World Cheese Awards in Switzerland might have been a lot for even the most intrepid cheese lover. There were 5,200 cheeses from 46 countries, and nearly 1/5 were Swiss, of course. This year's winner, a Swiss Gruyere. There were a plethora of orders, including the yummy-sounding sick dog smell. Some turned up their noses at the chance to taste a camel cheese, and there were also donkey cheeses. Others rushed to wrap their mouths around moldy cheeses. That Gruyere is a raw cow's milk cheese that was drained overnight and dry salted before being matured for more than 18 months. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
And finally, a 10-year campaign to restore puffins to the Isle of Muck off Northern Ireland has finally borne fruit, with the first sighting of the cute little black and white birds with the multicolored beaks there in 25 years. First sign a campaign to eradicate rights has worked.
You could think you found...
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a spotty morning shower, then a windy and cooler day with sun and clouds and a high of 45, leading to a breezy and colder night tonight with some clouds, low 32. It stays breezy into the start of tomorrow, otherwise plenty of clouds and a high of 43. Then some rain and snow on Tuesday with little or no accumulation, high 41. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Mayor-elect Corey O'Connor has nominated as police chief an officer with more than 2 decades of service in Pittsburgh. Former Zone 5 Commander Jason Lando has an impressive resume. Currently police chief in Frederick, Maryland, Lando left the city after being passed over for the top position. Sources inside the Bureau of Police say Lando is popular with officers and they are upbeat about the nomination. They've been serving on an understaffed force and working mandatory overtime without consistent, stable leadership. O'Connor's decision to nominate an officer who knows the department and the city should give morale a much-needed boost. Lando had support from several city council members when he was previously a candidate for police chief and is expected to be well received. As he did in quickly naming his choice for public safety director, the incoming mayor is signaling his intention to lead Pittsburgh's government the moment after he takes the oath of office.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Rob Frax on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is Sunday morning with your Pratt Pack, and on page 1, U.S. Senator John Fetterman was released from a hospital yesterday, 2 days after he fell near his home in Braddock. The Democratic lawmaker was taken to a Pittsburgh hospital after, well, he had an issue, and he fell, and he ended up receiving a number of stitches, but nice picture as far as the smile is concerned. Good to have him back at home. Listen, he is not only important to the Democratic Party, but he is important to the political process in America. He is the first in many years of anybody serving in any office where I actually believe that he believes the best thing to do is the right thing to do for the people that you represent, whether they be Democrats or Republicans. Do the deep dive, reach across the aisle as much as you have to, and even in some cases, agree with that other political rival, meaning the Republican Party. The sad thing of it is, I appreciate him as a Democrat, but I know a lot of Republicans who appreciate him too, because it's refreshing to actually see someone understand that the only way that you get anything done in the state capital or the nation's capital is by working together. When you look at some of the most successful times in our country's history, when we were firing on all cylinders, money was coming into America, being made in America, we had a working class that truly was a middle class that kept everything upright. It's when we've had Democrats and Republicans standing side by side and actually sitting, breaking bread, and communicating with one another and having the good old-fashioned give and take, meaning you got a point. Yeah, now I understand. You know, that dialogue to actually make people believe that you're trying to work for the greater good. All of the name-calling and finger-pointing means absolutely nothing, because the only one who gets left behind are the citizens of this country, or if it's happening in Harrisburg, the citizens of Pennsylvania. So speedy recovery to John Fetterman, and I hope the health issues that he has suffered from since that stroke just continue to get better each and every day. We need him healthy, as does his wife, his family, his friends, and that great community that is Braddock that he did bring back to life during his time as mayor. But more importantly, the nation. We, all of us, need him, because I truly believe he is the last hope of actually getting back to having bipartisan discussion in Washington. And if there was ever a time for discussion, it's now. So a speedy recovery to my old friend, Senator John Fetterman, who was always there for me when I needed that interview, even before the sun came up. But he is still there working every day for each and every one of you in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, speaking of Pennsylvania, federal workers, county, school, communities, nonprofits, and those who rely on food benefits and social services breathed a sigh of relief after lawmakers in Harrisburg and Washington this past week ended a 4.5-month state budget impasse and the longest federal government shutdown in history. But guess what? Show me the money. They still need those items to be delivered ASAP, speedy delivery. We're talking first class. However, ship them, bring them to the door, hire a armored truck if need be. This is so sad that we have put people that are so important to all of us in this community. Many of them that we know, our neighbors, our family, work for these entities that are suffering too, because they need to be able to take care of their family. And what they do every day is take care of families in Western Pennsylvania and this place we call home. And you know, when you try to play catch up in government, it just doesn't work. Do you realize because of the 135-day state budget impasse, it'll be time to do it all over again before you know it, because we go from one fiscal year to the other, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then it's the fourth quarter. And to use a football play, the 2-minute warning. And the next thing you know, we're in overtime, and it goes on and on and on. We can't afford to do this anymore because we continue to play catch up because the money is not there. Things need to be fixed and nurtured and supported, and then we're trying to go back to fix that, and then we have new issues staring us in the face, as everyone does, who is doing such incredibly important work with these nonprofits. And yeah, schools, public education, the most valuable resource that we have in Pennsylvania. We're educating the future. And they're not going to have a future if we continue to play this horrific game. So all I know is show me the money, get them the money, but more importantly, to the people who represent us in Pennsylvania, and really the federal government, understand, unless you start creating a stronger workforce with healthier paychecks, we'll never be able to invest into the communities that need to be invested in. And more importantly, we will not be able to fill the bank accounts of these very important entities that many of us rely on in Pennsylvania. So it's not a lot to ask on this Sunday morning. Let's just get it right. Let's just get it done. Let's just work together, and let's start fixing things in America as opposed to one more roadblock after another. Look, Pennsylvania is famous for potholes. We have enough from Mother Nature. We don't need any more when it comes to our government. You know, you can definitely listen at KDKA 100.1 FM AM 1020 on that Odyssey app, AUDACY, free app, download it on your phone. and also the Metropolitan Window video screen. Right now, if you want, KDKRadio.com, KDK Watch, and you'll see me this morning in all my glory. But you want to see all of my colleagues and everything that's going on in the studio all the time, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think you'll absolutely love it. Now, phones, I don't know what happened here, but they're all ready to go. That's what I call service with a smile, right? But you can also, if you get a busy signal, NASCO Roofing instant access to the shows and all of the shows, just a click away, instant access, KDKRadio.com. Still reeling a little bit after my Pitt Panthers were defeated by Notre Dame yesterday. I was hoping. We'll talk more about that on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. Plus, we got a quick look at sports brought to you by Coons Market just minutes away. All right, 15 inside the hour of 5 a.m. Lots coming up today, including an extra hour of open talk and Father Tom Burke, Catholic Education Plus. I'll tell you about that in one moment.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations, a Pittsburgh tradition. We have a 4A and 6A champion in the WPIAL.
Aliquippa wins the 4A championship game. For the 10th time in program history, the Vikings will take a championship trophy back to Oakland.
Aliquippa, with that 21-12 victory over McKeesport, claims their 21st WPIAL championship. And there was no doubt early who was going to claim the 6A title as Central Catholic rolled over North Allegheny by a score of 42-7. Notre Dame went for 240 total yards. Notre Dame wins 37-15. Terry Smith gets his first win as head coach of Penn State. They beat Michigan State 28-10. Dukes over Central Connecticut State 38-33. And Robert Morris lost to Mercyhurst 27-13. Penn's in Stockholm, Sweden today dropped the puck at 9 a.m. our time against Nashville. And the Riverhounds defeated Rhode Island in the Eastern Conference Final 1-0, securing a spot in the championship match for the first time in history. And the Steelers and Bengals today at 1 at AccuShore Stadium. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making the recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Father Burke already up for a Sunday morning. Wanted me to promote the following. Catholic Education Plus today, 6:30 a.m. His guest will be Karen Vinci Stack from the diocese talking about safety and security in those amazing schools in the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh. Okay, now let's spend some time on the phones. Let's go to Kathy. Kathy joins us first on KDKA. Good morning, Kathy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Rob?
I'm tired, but I'm good. A lot of football I had to watch yesterday for this thing that I do, sports. So a little tired, but I'm sure we will get through after a couple of cups of coffee and get fired up here and raring to go. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'm kind of always our country, and let's see, how do I do this? I'm a collector of history, like American history things, and I metal detect, do things like that. And the house I live in is undated. We don't even know how old it is. The house next door is pre-Civil War. I just love all of it. I love this country. I love the history, all of it. So I'll get into what I want to talk about present day, but I was at an antique store in Coriopolis, and in there someone had, I don't know why they would do this, but they donated their loved one's black leather vest, and he was a Vietnam vet, had all his things on there, and it was I guess he rode motorcycles and stuff like that, and it was just like, really, for me, for somebody who feels the way I do, it was so compelling. Just, I almost bought it, and then it just didn't feel like it was meant to be mine, like it's meant to be somebody else's, but just looking at that and thinking about him, this man, who was he, all of that, all the things that he witnessed, saw, experienced in Vietnam, all of it, just have such honor for him, but even though I didn't know him. But that leads me into, okay, so that age group, which would be my brother's age group, I remember well, because I'm much younger than my brother and sister. My brother he had a draft number. He never got called to Vietnam. It was getting close. I remember in our home, my brother and sister, and listening to them being teenagers, me being in grade school, and hearing about, like, my sister was big into, like, protesting, and, she was very much a liberal type, and all that. And my brother was, his number was going to come up. I could see my parents panic on their face and all that. And just feeling all that, watching it, hearing the adults talk about the protesters on the college campuses and big government and all that. So this is, fast forward to today, I want to know how in the world that age group and those same people that were represent, like my brother and sister, that were anti-big government and all that, have become the far-left liberals that, some of them, that think that what President Trump is doing right now, which is why people voted him into office, talking about, censorship and like how he was canceled on Twitter, and he was like, they can do it to me, a president, they can do it to you, all that kind of thing. And plus, we were experiencing it, me personally, like the vax, and if you don't have it, you're going to lose your job, and all these businesses shut down. So how did that age group, who was anti-big government, become the far left, which is completely supporting, and big government and control, things like that? Like there's, if you don't agree with, let's just pick same-sex marriage. If you don't agree with that, that's, and you're not being hateful or whatever. Some people just don't agree with it. Being forced to, use pronouns, all that kind of stuff. Like, and I know there are people from that age group that aren't far left too, because my brother isn't. Somehow my sister still is. But I want to know, like, where the logic comes in, because you're literally supporting big government and control of the masses with, speech and, all that kind of thing. Like, how did it get like that?
I don't know. It's upside down. There's no doubt about it. I don't know where it got away from us. I try to, I don't know, was it during the Obama administration? I don't know. But it's been spiraling out of control for years. Yeah, there's the valid point.
When they were in college, I have a picture of them in college, and they were super hippie-fied. Their appearance, Bill had big bushy hair and all that kind of thing. So they were from that, but then they came into office with the big government narrative. And it just boggles me. If someone out there, if this is your mindset, which I respect you have your right to how you want to look at the country. That's what I talk about all the time. You have the freedom to completely disagree with me. Maybe you don't see that you're actually promoting big government, because you are. I don't know. This is just something on my mind. I know I don't usually go in this direction with, well, it kind of is what I talk about a lot, because it's still about how much I love this country and how I believe in freedom, and I think bipartisanship is the answer to America being unified, for sure. But if you are of that age group and you are like completely far left, I would love to know how that works in your mind.
Well, let me tell you what's happening. I see more young people becoming Republicans. I don't think the far left is being represented. I think it's being represented by the old guard, people like Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden when he was in there, maybe Kamala Harris. But I see so many young people buying into the Republican Party, and I don't think it's so much Donald Trump. I think it's because of people like J.D. Vance and Charlie Kirk. That's what I see happening right now in America. And if Democrats want to have any opportunity to get back to the White House or to do incredible things across the board, don't let this past election be your barometer, because by the time the midterms roll around, you're going to have a formidable opponent if you're a Democrat. And I must tell you, if the Republicans do as well as I think they will in the midterms, it's another indication that the Democratic Party, as I know it and grew up in it, is slip-sliding away to the point it may no longer be a part of the narrative for the next 8, 10, 12 years on the federal level, meaning the White House. That's how important this midterm is for the Democrats. I just don't see any young shining stars, but I see a lot of them in the Republican Party.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And the narrative is what I just said. It's let's stick with the way this country was meant to be. Like, we are the people that the Puritans prayed for. They came over here and they were like, let's start this nation where we can be free to worship, God and things like that. And we were the people down the road that they were hoping would keep that alive. And I think that young population you just talked about are part of that, the answer to that prayer, because it's in line with this being the free world. And I think that's the core of what they represent, is wanting to maintain that this is the free world. This is that's what sets us apart. So that's real encouraging. That's what I think that the common denominator is with these young people that are, turning to the Republican Party and things like that. I think that's why.
I'll be honest with you. I see the Progressive Party losing grip right now. And there was a time when, and I'm a Democrat, and I was happy with the Democrats that were being elected, but I thought we were going so far to this left that this progressive was going to basically eradicate and destroy the Democratic Party. It's always good to sprinkle in a few more ingredients, but I thought they were simply going to destroy it. And then all of a sudden, J.D. Vance, the president, showed up. Charlie Kirk sadly lost his life. I think it was already happening before because of his efforts. And I think the Progressive Party basically has fallen off the map for the most part. That's my opinion.
Well, if you do some history and some study, like I have, about the roots of the communist and socialist, the Socialist Democratic Party in this country, the socialist movement, the communist movement in this country, it started in the late 1890s. If you dig into that, it'll make you understand how the far left even came to be. And it's been around for a long time. I'm reading a book right now called The Bootleg Mining Industry, about people that would bootleg coal, and how the Communist Party was part of the
Let me jump in here, because I've got to get to the news. Kathy, I appreciate you. We're in all week, 6 to 10. Call back, okay?
Okay, gotcha. Bye.
Right, thank you. All right, listen, we got Joanne Bishop. Ken's coming up next. Honestly, I think the Democratic Party is in trouble. I really do. Also, the other thing, too, we talked about some local stuff to begin, but the president seems to be getting closer to some sort of military action against Venezuela. Bad thing, good thing? I don't know. What do you think about that? 866-391-1020. Mary Hours will be here within 10 minutes to talk about the first alert forecast. She kind of has been alluding to, we talked about it last week, and I was watching her yesterday. Yesterday may be the only good day of the next week, so if you hung Christmas lights yesterday, a good thing. If not, maybe you'll have a chance to do it today, but it's going to get cold as the week rolls on. And Rob Taylor is about a half hour away with the news, and we're 2 minutes away from CBS Radio News. Your Pratt Pack. Good morning.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Get connected. That's the Inside Connection this Saturday morning at 9 with your local Medicare experts from MediConnect. If you're turning 65, hear all the inside information available to seniors on the Inside Connection, presented by MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
Get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law, First National Bank, and by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
CBS News Brief. Panic in parts of Charlotte, North Carolina as federal immigration enforcement agents sweep through the Democrat-run city. WBTV's Ron Lee is there.
Some witnesses telling us suspects were actually chased down on foot and by car as officials swarmed the area. Several Hispanic-owned businesses shutting the doors and funneling their employees out the back, according to people in the area.
Southern California is being drenched by rain, causing flooding in some areas and mudslides in others. In Sierra Madre,
it's really bad. This whole street completely blocked with mud.
Flash flood warnings in L.A. have been lifted, but more mudslides and rock slides are possible. And President Trump is taking swipes at ally-turned-critic Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her Marjorie Traitor Greene. Here's William James Inman.
Greene punching back in a series of social media posts saying, quote, "I never thought that fighting to release the Epstein files, defending women who were victims of rape, and fighting to expose the web of rich, powerful elites would have caused this."
CBS News Brief, I'm Vicki Barker.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage, challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
You want a roof that doesn't leak. Of course, that's a given. You need a roofing partner with the experience and know-how to ensure the structural integrity and energy efficiency of your roof. Trust PJ Fitzpatrick with their 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. Our professionals install most roofs in just one day. PJ Fitzpatrick has a variety of financing packages that work with any budget. Visit trustpj.com today. That's trustpj.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Watch for a morning shower in a couple of spots. Otherwise cooler today with windy conditions and a mix of clouds and sun and a high of 45. Then it turns colder tonight with some clouds remaining in place, low 32. Tomorrow brings even more clouds and a high of 43 with a bit of light rain or snow on Tuesday, little or no accumulation, high 41. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, here we go. Can't wait to get off the weekend. Lots to talk about when we get back Monday. Tons of football, sports, and so many other things going on. I'll catch you Monday, 2 to 6, right here. KDKA, Colin Dunlap.
All right, back with your Pratt Pack, getting ready to spend a little bit of time with Mary Hours. But before she drops by, here's Ken Lower Borough. Hey, Ken.
Hey, yeah, I did see that picture of Fetterman with that smile.
I mean, that picture scared the heck out of me more than anything I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? I'm glad he's doing well. But other than that, for anybody to really, and I called this station a while ago saying the Democrats were going to run Connor Lamb against them. But anybody that changed their destiny the way he has, if they run this guy against Fetterman, I think the Democratic Party in Pennsylvania is going to be splintered forever. I wanted to touch on that. Second thing, oil in Venezuela. Some of your callers were calling in yesterday. And you know what? I don't see Trump starting a war there. But you know what? Let's say we did, and we took every drop of oil from Venezuela. Pennsylvania gas would still be over $3 a gallon, just with the taxes on it. And that's the scary part about that. I mean, they can drive the price down into the 50s, $50 a barrel internationally, and we're still over $3 a gallon here. Another thing, Stacey Garrity, real quick, running for governor. And Stacey has the numbers. All the stuff I'm talking about, all these funds that are buried in fictitious names, she comes out and runs against Shapiro, saying all these money in these rainy day funds and extra funds, and she says how much is in there and what we've been paying for taxes in this state, the individual Pennsylvanian. She's going to wipe him out, and it'll be over for him. Real quick, one thing with this health care. We have a health care industry in Pittsburgh. Shouldn't be an industry. I wish we had any other industry that was big. But if we do lose the Affordable Care Act, I'm going to see massive layoffs in Pittsburgh. And other than that, I wanted to get that to you real quick this morning. You have other callers, and you have a good day.
All right, appreciate you. Thanks so much. Let's go to Joanne, Point Breeze. Hey, Joanne, good morning.
Good morning. Prayers and blessings go out to the politician, Mr. Fetterman. That is a huge VTAC, a huge cardiac event, and glad he was able to get help in time. Thank goodness for the 5 Democrats that came across and said enough is enough. We talked about that Tuesday and Wednesday. The bill was being signed, but they probably were planning to do that again. But I think people heard that enough is enough is enough. Because as you see, the Republicans, those senators, they would not budge. And we're talking about people that are getting their paychecks, are getting their insurance, and would not budge. And they still haven't got an insurance bill that would be brought up just to vote, or we can look at it. It's a shame what's going on, and I know people talk. People ruled out the Democrats before, but as people said, the people showed them they don't like what's going on. You can say progressive, right, left. It's a human thing. It's about you. It's about your family. It's not about the Republicans or Democrats. It's about these human beings that were given the privilege of helping this country, and this is what they do. They have taken it personally. It is not about the country. It's about their own personal well-being, and we have seen that. So I don't rule out the Democrats. We'll see what happens, because everybody ruled out them before. It's just, we'll just see what happens. And I don't know. It just makes me sick that they keep talking about the Dems are down. The Dems are down. Well, we'll see what happens. And as far as Governor Shapiro, I think Governor Shapiro is a little bit leery about maybe running, of what happened to his family, that someone could get into his home, the one he's living in, and do what they did to him. He has children. I don't know if he wants to be bothered with that. So if he runs, good. If he doesn't, good. Take care of your family, Governor Shapiro. You know what to do. Don't listen to the talking heads, because every time you hear about these talking heads, something else happens. And the last thing I want to talk about, you see what this criminal's about. He's going after Marjorie Taylor Greene because she doesn't agree with him. She's not the wimp and the spineless party that she belongs to. She's about human beings and what's going on. And so, it's me. I'm going to wait and see, because a lot of these talking heads and a lot of the people you hear, everybody has their opinion, including me. They don't know what they're talking about. Thanks, Rob. Have a good week.
All right, Joanne. Appreciate you. Thank you for the call. Let's keep it going. Here's Bishop in Denora. Hey, Bish.
Hey, Rob Taylor, give me a call. This is the Bishop. You got my number. Hey, listen, congratulations to the champions of Whippio yesterday. Proud of those teams. Number 3 is Rob. Come on now. You need to stop. I don't know if you with this man's payroll. Listen, the young folks showed up and showed out in the elections, and the Democratic Party is coming back far as with their youth energized across the country, and I believe they will show up. All right? And people are waking up, Brother Pratt, for mid-season. This stuff here that we got going on in this country has to stop. You talk about roadblocks, am I right? If I'm not mistaken, you had people all on your show that was from the other side of the party. And listen, I voted for both. I'll vote for both parties, people who I might like for my interests. And they still signed what the governor had proposed. All right? Now, I'm glad he put a dent in that cyber school budget, because, I mean, that cyber is out of control. More money should be put into brick-and-mortar schools, whether they're charter or public or private. That being said, going down into, you know how much money is being wasted being in the Caribbean waters, messing with Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, which are basically defenseless countries. They don't have the wherewithal, obviously, to compete with the United States as far as militarily is concerned. You're talking about fuel costs. You're talking about just the cost of the Navy and the Army and et cetera being down there. Can you imagine the amount of millions?
All right, hold that thought, Bishop. I got to get Mary in here. She's got a busy morning. Mary Hours, First Alert Forecast, KDKA Television. So was yesterday, Mary, the last of the kind of warm, mild days for, at least a week or so? What are we looking at?
I mean, Friday, we could get back to seeing temperatures in the 60s. So, it's really wacky. This is what we get with the seasonal transitions. I mean, yesterday there were areas at Greene County had a tornado warning last night. So there were severe thunderstorms that rolled through, very isolated. But now we're going from that to winter weather advisories for areas into like Jefferson, Clarion County, through tomorrow morning. So, Pittsburgh, we're not going to see much. But this for areas north of I-80, that's where, there's winter storm watch, winter weather advisory going until tomorrow afternoon. So this is what we get.
I heard a little rain throughout the evening yesterday as I was working from home. Are we going to get any more precipitation over the next couple of days?
Areas to the north will get snow tonight through tomorrow. So even places into... we were talking well north of I-80 are looking at 2 to 5 inches of snow. So mainly for places, well north, like East Hickory. This is out of our kind of viewing area too, but Clarion, Jefferson County could get a couple of inches of snow as we start to see those temperatures fall through the day. So it's going to be a lot cooler than those 60s we had. And then tomorrow, for the most part, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. We have the low to mid 40s. We do have some showers possible Tuesday night, also again on Wednesday night. And then when we get to Friday, we're back into those low to mid 60s. We have rain. And then even Saturday, we're near normal with temperatures in the mid 50s.
Well, before I let you go.
It's a roller coaster.
Well, that's the story about the weather in Western Pennsylvania this time of year. But listen, I have to ask you, kickoff today, AccuSure, what are we looking at for the fans who will be tailgating and enjoying a little football today?
Yeah, see, everyone, when I had the high yesterday, it was, 57. our temperatures are still pretty mild this morning, but they're going to be dropping through the day. So it does get a lot cooler as the day goes on, and it's going to be really windy. So we have wind gusts picking up today at about 30 miles per hour. So when you're at the stadium, temperatures will be low to mid 40s. There will be some sunshine, but it's still going to be pretty windy. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit chilly for the game. But, hey, that's what you get in November with a football game.
No doubt. Well, listen, make it a good day. We'll do it again next week, okay?
Thank you.
All right, there she goes, Mary Hours. Bishop, stay where you're at. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. Cynthia, you as well. Just some things that are going on right now, like this Affordable Care Act. This stuff's supposed to end by December 31st. But do you really believe that in America, people will be left out as far as their health care, especially in emergency situations? It's not going to happen. But they will find a way. They will find a way. I just don't like all these panic buttons that they keep putting out there to disturb America as opposed to trying to bring America together, something I think that John Fetterman's trying to do, and we need more of it. All right, stay with your Pratt Pack. We're coming back in a moment. KDKA, good morning.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio, KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations, a Pittsburgh tradition. We have a 4A and 6A champion in the WPIAL.
Aliquippa wins the 4A championship game. For the 10th time in program history, the Vikings will take a championship trophy back to Oakland.
Aliquippa, with that 21-12 victory over McKeesport, claims their 21st WPIAL championship. And there was no doubt early who was going to claim the 6A title as Central Catholic rolled over North Allegheny by a score of 42-7. Notre Dame went for 240 total yards. Notre Dame wins 37-15. Terry Smith gets his first win as head coach of Penn State. They beat Michigan State 28-10. Dukes over Central Connecticut State 38-33. And Robert Morris lost to Mercyhurst 27-13. Penn's in Stockholm, Sweden today. Dropped the puck at 9 a.m. our time against Nashville. And the Riverhounds defeated Rhode Island in the Eastern Conference Final 1-0, securing a spot in the championship match for the first time in history. And the Steelers and Bengals today at 1 at AccuShore Stadium. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Calling all grades 9 through 12 students. Are you ready to think big, act bold, invest smart? Junior Achievement Stock Market Challenge presented by Citizens returns December 11th and 12th at Stage AE in Pittsburgh. Teams of 3 to 4 will compete head-to-head in a simulated stock market, making fast decisions, responding to real-world trends. No experience required. Win cash prizes, claim your trophy, and maybe represent Western Pennsylvania at the national level. Teachers, mentors, volunteers, your role matters too. Go to jawesternpa.org and secure your spot today.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let's get back to Bishop. Bishop, go ahead, bud. Got a couple of minutes. Wrap it up for me, please.
In a couple of minutes. Yeah, that's where a lot of your money. But listen here, I do have confidence that we're going to make some kind of but this has got to stop. And by the way, the president is deadly wrong as far as Chinese does not keeping the HBC schools alive. That's a flat out lie. But let me just tell you this for the Pittsburgh economy here. Now, and I hope you talk about it. It's sports related when you get to your segment there. Paul Skeens put out the first salvo, and I hope you heard it. He said, "I won the Rookie of the Year. I won the Cy Young. I won a championship, and he wants it now. And if the ownership of the Pittsburgh Pirates does not invest money in making that team a winner within the next year, Skeens is out of here. All right? And you know that's going to mean millions of dollars lost to the Pirate family revenue of the city. Because he is, now, Mr. Pratt, you know this, he is one of the more younger, marketable pieces when Sid came, you know, with the Penguins, as far as the sports boom in this community of Pittsburgh. Am I right?
You are right, but why don't you call in on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show, because I want to get to these folks who've been waiting patiently. We'll save that for later today. Call back, Bishop. Here's Cynthia in Florida. Hey, Cynth.
Hey, good morning. I want Kathy to look up a sovereign wealth fund. Trump started one. Signed an executive order. We have one. Sovereign wealth funds are used all over the world, many socialist countries, they take control of the means of production, invest in private businesses. So that is socialism. I know what happened with Nippon Steel. Trump is, controlling some of that. Intel. He wants to put a cap on prescription drug prices. This is socialism to benefit everybody. I'm happy about it. She probably hate it. And, I'm thinking that maybe we won't attack Venezuela. And what Bishop was talking about is $40 million a day for our staging down there. Trump may send U.S. troops into Mexico. Have you read the news about Mexico today?
Yeah, I know. He's thinking about sending troops everywhere right now.
Yeah, it's insane. But this was an attempted coup in Mexico by this rich guy in this group called the Atlas Fund, because he's mad he has to pay his taxes. So they want to attack the president in Mexico. But I'll let somebody else get on. Thanks.
All right. Hey, have a great day, Cynthia. Let's go to Ted. Busy first hour today. By the way, we have open talk in the 9 o'clock hour today, too. Here's Ted up on Mount Washington. Hey, Teddy.
What's going on, Rob?
Sunday morning. Busy hour on the phones. That's the way I like it. What's on your noodle today?
There you go. Hey, real quick about Venezuela. Like I told you before, Trump, he needs to get rid of Maduro. What's happening is the Chinese are putting fentanyl, basically shipping it to Venezuela and then shipping it over to the United States. He is a huge problem. The only thing I will say with the president, he needs to stop announcing what he's going to do and go ahead and do it. That's one thing I did love about Reagan. You didn't know anything until you woke up the next morning. So he telegraphs too much, So, he needs to go ahead and get rid of Maduro and really stop.
Well, then wait a second. Maduro, and I was watching some of the footage earlier this morning of him speaking and trying to rally the citizens of Venezuela. You're kind of the first who said the guy's got to go. So tell me, why has he got to go?
For one thing, he's been a pain in the butt in that area. He's destabilizing that as far as the area of South America. I mean, the Chinese, what the Chinese are doing, and basically Xi Jinping is doing, is saying, hey, you make fentanyl, but you can't sell it here. And basically what they're doing is shipping it to Venezuela, and guess what? Venezuela is shipping it to the United States. That's why you see those boats. Venezuela is not really a drug country in that sense, but that's destabilizing almost the whole area. And plus Maduro, that's just a dictatorship. He's put it this way. You remember what happened in Panama with Noriega? That's basically what you got in Venezuela. You just can't tolerate that. Biden did it, and it was a mistake. So Trump is correct, but how he's doing it, I just wish he wouldn't telegraph what he's doing. That's the era that, there's a $15 million bounty on Maduro. So, you need to go ahead and take care of that. We got the military. You don't spend over $1 trillion on your defense and not use it. And I know the president's scared because he's going to break his promise of not getting into wars, but the reality is you have a military for a purpose, and we do have bad actors in the world, and you have to deal with them.
Yeah, but I don't like him telegraphing stuff either.
Yeah, I think it's stupid. Don't get me wrong. Obama did the same thing when he said SEAL Team, SEAL Team 6. Most presidents do it, and they shouldn't do it. I hate to say that. They just got a big mouth. They shouldn't do anything like that. But if you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. And like I said before, don't run your mouth and don't broadcast it, because the one thing about Trump, he's angry, he's happy because of social media. And I bet you he drives his security staff crazy because people can read you. You're not supposed to be doing that. So we're going to see. And if he doesn't do it, I think it's going to be a big mistake, huge mistake. And I told you the same thing with Israel, with Netanyahu. Their biggest mistake is Iran. They're going to pay for that. Israel can't really take out Iran by themselves, but there's some things we should do to really get rid of some of these regimes. Because if this administration doesn't do it, I'll guarantee you the next one will have to do it.
You know why he does this all the time and shows his cards? It's ego. And, it's always been his ego. And that's what really a lot of these presidents get a little full of themselves, and they just think they can say whatever because they're the United States of America. And what they don't understand, that's like locker room fodder, saying you're going to roll all over a team. Kind of like Pat Narduzzi saying, we don't need this game. Well, Notre Dame put an exclamation mark on that, did they not? So you gotta be careful what you say.
Automatically. That's the biggest thing with Trump. You're right. It's too much ego. And when you're talking about any kind of conflict, you also talk about women and men going to battle. So, he just needs to calm that down. And I told you when he first time got elected, that administration is too noisy, man. And to me, he really doesn't have a great chief of staff.
No, well, I don't know. I just think a lot of things need to be really held close to the vest, and some of the military stuff for sure. But right now, because of what I mentioned to begin the program, because of the state budget impasse and the federal shutdown, a lot of folks are suffering right now. They got to get it right. They got to get back to doing what they're supposed to do. You create a stronger workforce. You start doubling down on creating jobs that everybody can participate in. Everything will find a way to solve itself. Cash to working class people that they can go out and live their life and be happy goes a long way in solving a lot of problems. All right, next time we have open talk is 9 o'clock today. Stay tuned. It's Tech Vibe Radio, then Catholic Education Plus, and then we'll be back with you today on a Sunday morning. Rob's coming up next with the news at 6 a.m. Good morning.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Oh, it's party time. Pittsburgh International Airport 2.0. Bob Kurlick, Director of Public Affairs.
Yes, this is really more than a decade of planning, preparation, and work for Pittsburgh International Airport and 4 years of construction. So we are really excited for something that we've been working on for a long time. We'll do the switch over overnight.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt.
I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them.
What?
Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean?
I guess.
Their gloves come off when they fight for you.
Okay.
I'm talking a settlement slapshot.
Shouldn't we be talking about the game?
Yeah, Dan. Morgan & Morgan. Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Offices Pittsburgh.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 46 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A domestic incident turned deadly Saturday night in Westmoreland County. Police say they received reports of a man firing a gun in the 1000 block of James Street in Derry Township. When police arrived, the man accused of firing the gun was dead. He's been identified as 28-year-old Ryan Hunker. No other injuries were reported. State police are investigating the incident. Police are investigating after some residents in Tarentum and Brackenridge and 3 other communities found racist flyers Saturday morning in their community. The flyers were found along 9th Avenue around 8 o'clock Saturday morning in Tarentum, and investigators say the flyers allegedly came from a faction of the Ku Klux Klan. Investigators say the flyers contained a number of white supremacist group messages. There were reports that the same flyers were found in Bethel Park, Indiana, and Charleroi. Senator John Fetterman announced on Saturday he's out the hospital and recovering at home after he fell while walking in Braddock on Thursday morning. Fetterman said on X that he received 20 stitches on his face due to the fall. His spokesperson said the fall was due to a ventricular fibrillation flare-up that left him lightheaded and eventually falling. Multiple people are reported to have been shot in Newark, New Jersey on Saturday. Here's CBS News New York's Adi Guajardo, who reports from that scene.
When I first arrived on the scene, I came across a man with tears running down his face. And then I spoke to a woman who broke down crying, saying she saw one of the victims being loaded onto a black truck to be transported. Officials say a 10-year-old boy and a 21-year-old woman were shot and killed, and 3 others between 11 and 60 years old were injured.
Also, a deadly shootout in Carbondale, Kansas, south of Topeka. 4 law enforcement officers were responding to a domestic violence call. Reportedly, after 10 minutes, gunfire erupted. Tony Mativi is the director of the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. He says 4 officers, as mentioned, were shot.
1 male civilian was killed at the scene. 1 other male civilian was injured.
2 deputies underwent